Good morning, everybody. Everybody's like just kind of coming in. We're like, yeah, okay, let's start this thing. What, was everybody out late last night or something?
Yes.
Who was out late last night? Raise your hand. Sarah?
Carol.
Try to keep me clear in the camera. Thank you. Carol was out late last night?
Yes.
What were you doing last night?
I was singing for a living. So,
Where were you singing?
At the Sagebrush. This is an advertisement for a local place. We had a real good time.
What did you sing? Like what kind of songs?
I sang, Celebrate
You did not.
Good Times.
Did you?
I have no voice.
So you're letting us know you have no singing voice today?
No singing voice.
I came in this morning and Carol was rehearsing. I'm not telling you what they were singing, but it was a very full song. And all I see is Mindy and our singer today all up here really energetic. And Carol's standing over here going, ooh, ooh.
No voice.
Made me laugh. Well, good morning, everybody. Oh, am I on? Right there. Am I on? Yes, 1, 2. Am I on? Am I on? I am always on. Not really so. So is anybody here for the first time today? Like this is the first time they've showed up? Stand up, would you, for 1 second? Excellent. You too. Great. Good to see you. So tell me your name again. Lillian. Oh, Lily? Oh, I was like, Lillian, oh, Lily? Lily. So Lily, I love that. Lily of the Valley. And what do you do, Lily? This is not a trick question. Did you all get that? What do? I play. I love that answer. Well, stay standing for a second. You want to move down there with the kids? Oh, with the coloring and all? Oh, well, we play in here too. You'll see. Okay, stay standing for a minute. And hi, what's your name?
Hi, good morning. My name is Kimberly.
Kimberly. Hi, Kimberly. And what do you do?
I'm a graphic designer.
Ooh, exciting. Very creative. Yes. Is she a friend of yours? This is your grandmother? Oh, my goodness. Oh. Oh, I'm so glad she brought you here. Okay, so tell me your name again. Kimberly. Cynthia Kimberly. Kimberly Cynthia. I know Lily. Lily I got. But Kimberly, I just want to make Cynthia's granddaughter, Kimberly. Okay, stay up, ladies. Stand up 1 more second. Okay, so I'm going to ask a question, Kimberly and Lily, and I just want you to listen, okay? So, what is that question? No, we come here together every Sunday as a spiritual community to do one thing and one thing only. What is that? Kimberly, what'd you hear? You didn't quite get that. Lily, what did you hear? Lily, what did you hear? Sound. That's pretty much it. Caressa, what did you say?
I said, I know that I am God.
I know that I am God. We come here to every Sunday say that right where I am,
God is.
How's that sound, Kimberly? Right where you are, God is. Isn't that nice to know that you are that thing that walks around as this beautiful essence, Lily? Lily of the Valley? Lily of the Valley. That works out perfect. Good. Well, thank you for coming to us. We have a gift for both of you. She's going to hand it to you. And if you give me your email, I will send you a thank you tomorrow, and then you can converse with me and tell me what you got or didn't get or would like to get and all sorts of things. But this song is for you. So if you would all stand, here we go. Gonna wash the dust off my soul. Gonna listen to some rock and roll in the morning. No cares, come what may, I'm making a beautiful day. Here we go, Mindy. Gonna drive my car where? To the sea. Swim out far, 'cause I believe that the rains will wash the gray away. I'm making a beautiful day. Let me hear you say, everybody, oh, oh, my, my. What are we doing here, folks? I'm learning to fly. Hey, hey, what's that you're saying? Let's not forget we're alive. It's going to be a beautiful day, yes, everybody? Because we're going to make it that, right? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to climb that hill behind my house. See what this place is all about. 'Cause from above it all, you can't help but say, it's gonna be a beautiful day. Right, Joe? It's gonna be a beautiful day. Let me hear you say, ready, Eric Bork? Oh, oh, my, my. What are we learning to do, Ro? I'm learning to fly. Hey, hey, what's that you're saying? Let's not forget we're alive. All right, turn to your neighbor, say good morning. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna turn my enemies into friends. What's broken gets stronger when it mends. When we all come together, this song will play. We'll sing, it's a beautiful day. It's gonna be a beautiful day. Here we go. Oh, oh, my, my. What are we doing, everybody? I'm learning to fly. Hey, hey, what's that you're saying? Let's not forget we're alive. Okay, take the roof down. It's gonna be a beautiful day. What is it, Karen? It's gonna be a beautiful day. Let's make it a beautiful day. Here we go, ready? Let's make this a beautiful day. Yeah. Yes. So, Reverend Mark Stewart led a beautiful meditation this morning, and he used a quote from John Lennon, which goes right on the heels of this song. A caged bird sings for freedom, a free bird flies. Isn't that a great quote? I know I paraphrased it a little bit, but I just love it. We're learning to fly. We're learning to stop the process of standing, wishing we could, wishing we would, thinking we might, maybe, perhaps. Anybody find that sometimes in their life? Yeah. And we're learning to just frickin' fly. That is a spiritual term, frickin'. So welcome to our Sunday celebration of love, where we come together to know that right where I am, and we celebrate our vision statement, which is, let's stop here. How's that working? Love only. Reverend Dr. Andrea is having a great time with it. Anybody having a challenge with love only? Sometimes. Okay. Sometimes is it hard to love only? Sometimes is it hard to lead with love? Sometimes is it really hard to even think of love in a certain moment? Yes, I get it. But if at the base of everything, you know what? Just anywhere you want. At the base of everything, if it's love only, then you're covered. And you may fall off a little bit, but it's still there. So that's why this stays right here. And thank you, Eric Overholzer, for putting that right there. And then we come to this side. The second part of our vision statement is? Forgive everything. How's that one doing? Does this one seem harder? Forgiving everything? I don't know. There's something, I got to tell you, if you would be willing to just forgive everything, just drop it all, how would you like to walk out of here today and just drop everything? Yes? Who would like to drop everything and walk out of here free and relaxed? And Peter, you don't want to be free when you leave here? You were closing your eyes thinking about it, going, how do I do that? Forgive everything. And then the last one, remember who you are. How you doing with that? Yeah. Joe? Better. Better. And that's a great answer. How are you doing with remembering who you are? Better. Better than yesterday. And tomorrow I'll be better than today. And in this moment, perfection, yes? Good. Okay. So we have some perfection for you right now. So take a deep breath. You know, we say that there are two words, when you put them together, represent the entire philosophy of what we know. And those two words are, I am.
I am stronger than a willow tree in winter. I am beautiful 'cause my mama told me so. I'm as patient as a flower awaiting springtime. I'm as graceful as a little baby doe. And I am taller than the pyramids of Egypt. I am worth more than that diamond on your head. And I'm as gentle as a summer breeze in August. I am all of these things, Lord, just because I am.
Two words that fill your entire life. So what do you want to put after it? I am, give me one. Happy. I am. Love. I am. Joyous. I am. Yell it out. Grateful. Healthy. Prosperous. Successful. Mindy, give me one. I am. Beautiful. Beautiful.
I am stronger than the willow tree in winter. And I am beautiful 'cause my mama told me so. And I am patient as a flower awaiting springtime. I'm as graceful as a little baby doe. And I am taller than the pyramids of Egypt. And I am worth more than that diamond on your head. And I'm as patient as a summer breeze in August. I am all of these things, Lord, just because I am.
you feel? Good, huh? Okay, let's bring Stan Galperson up here. Come on, Stan.
Wow.
How you feeling?
Inspired by that force of nature that is Donia Oxford.
Yes. Well, I know another force of nature that is Stan Galperson.
Oh, well.
So what do you got to tell us? What's our theme this month?
Freedom.
So tell me about it.
Well, you know, I was thinking about this last week in preparation, and you can't make this stuff up. But
Another spiritual word? Stuff.
the first time I ever took mental muscle, when we all got together,
Yeah.
6 years ago now.
6 years ago, yeah.
You know what my word was?
Freedom.
It was freedom.
Oh, wow.
I was just, and I mean, the irony of I got selected in this month of freedom, and that was my word then, and I just went, wow, you can't make this up, can you? You know, but and I reflected on that a little bit, and I think at the time, freedom, I was seeking freedom from limiting beliefs and old ideas and stuff, because I was kind of stuck. I took it with my sister Connie, and we had it downstairs, and we would bicker, and you'd be in the middle, and it was a whole thing. But he didn't. He was judgmental. No, I wasn't. Yes, you were. Anyway, but
It's always good when friends take it together because they rat each other out.
oh, totally.
Yeah, they're like, well, he was like this all week, so I don't know what he
She narked me
said.
out. Oh, yeah. But that's where I was at then, and reflecting on it today, it's like I feel freer than I ever have in my life. And I think a lot of it had to do with challenging those limiting beliefs and the old ideas and things I was raised with and all that stuff. And through classes and coming here, and the first year practitioner is all about how did I get here, and relationships.
How did life
and
turn out this way?
Exactly. And doing away with those. And I look at my life today, and it's like I'm free to do whatever I want to do. I'm free to be whoever I want to be. You know, it's we're planning my daughter's wedding. It's in a month now, and she was down last week, and now she's picking the songs, you know, and all that. It's just so sweet and so nice, and you know, she picked this song. I don't know why I'm sharing this, but because it's sweet and it's touching. But the song she picked for our first dance together is "My Girl," because she is what is it? She is my sunshine on a cloudy day. You know, it's like, it's just, and it's just, everything is just unfolding so perfectly. And you know, Marianne moved in 3 weeks ago, and we're combining households, and that's
But
great.
I'm so glad you brought it up because I was going to.
I know you were.
I just think it is so cool that in Freedom Month, you perceivably gave up your freedom and moved in with your girlfriend.
Yeah.
Or she moved in with you.
Yeah.
And I was telling them the story about when Kevin moved in with me, and I felt very much an affront to my freedom when he moved in. And I had this 9-room apartment in Manhattan. 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, living room, dining room, kitchen, foyer, maid's room, believe it or not. And so when Kevin was moving in, I really could not find any space for his clothing. And so the day he moved in, and I was really happy he was moving in, by the way. I really was. I mean, he was the love of my life, and I knew, I just didn't realize it would take up space.
He didn't realize I would come with things.
Yeah. So I gave him.
I hope you're doing better.
Yeah, they are. They're doing really great. But I emptied out a tiny little closet in the hallway that you could fit like 2 outfits in. And so he came in with all of his things, and he was like, so how do you want to do this? And I was like, I already figured it out. Here you go. And he looks in this closet. He's like, you're kidding me. And so he just walked into the bedroom, where I had 2 giant closets, one on either side of the room, completely full. And he went in one, took all of my things, put them on the bed. He went, I'm good now. And you know what? That's why he's still here today. Because he can stand toe-to-toe with me and do what is correct to do. But he brought me freedom, as I know, Marianne, your heart is so free, so full, so flying these days that, you know, someone moving in with you only opened up more to your life.
Yeah, No, I absolutely agree with that. It's been great. And, you know, back to my daughter's wedding, it's like I have the financial freedom to let her make it whatever she wants to make it, you know, and that's just,
great.
and that's such an honor and a privilege.
Yeah.
It's like you're a dad, it's your job, you know, and I can fulfill that, and I can fulfill being a good boyfriend, I can fulfill being a good employee, and I just have the freedom to do all these things today, and it's because of this teaching that I walked in those doors 8 years ago last month and heard the message, and it just brought together everything I'd always believed in one cohesive, logical truth.
Yeah.
You know, and this whole experience has been liberation and freeing, and you know.
Well, Ernest Holmes talks about that. He says we should not delude ourselves into thinking we're free to do whatever we want to do.
No.
There is freedom under law, meaning when you understand how your mind works, how the world works, how the universe works, now you're free to use that law to create whatever you want. But we think we can go against the law and get shortcuts and not really do the work and just expect it to show up. You know, it's like, oh, it's all good, it's all God. Well, it is all good, and it is all God, and you are all good, and you are God. So get your God self off the couch and do something. That's how it works,
That's right.
Yeah.
That's absolutely
So do you want to do our affirmation this morning?
I would love to do our affirmation. So I'd like you all to stand up. I'd like to see some enthusiasm in this house. Like there isn't already, right?
Yeah, right.
All right. So I'm going to say it once, and then you're going to repeat it with me. So I am free to be whatever I choose. Together.
I am free to be whatever I choose.
Nah. Come on, let's blow the roof off.
Here we go.
1, 2, 3.
I am free to be whatever I choose. Do you feel it?
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, Stan Gapperson. All right, everybody, a little switch up here. So this month has all been about freedom, yes? How have you done with that? I loved Sherry Verson last week when she said that this month has really, where are you, Sherry? Oh, right there. When you said that this month really has impacted you, right? So what I want to do today, and I guess I will use my own slides, Thor, so it's good. I'd like to go over what we've done this month. You good? Yeah. There is a test at the end. We will be giving it out. No. Although it's funny, somebody this week said to me, do you have the capacity? It was someone at the Emerson Institute. They didn't say, do you have the capacity? They said, we don't think you have the capacity to write a short test. And I was like, all right, who called you? Which one of my students has been complaining? I said, I have the capacity to give a short test. I don't see the purpose of them. So on week 1, I asked the question, what is freedom? And it said, freedom is the power or right to act, speak, or think as one wants without hindrance or restraint. Remember that? And if you don't, some of you are here, well, if you're here for the first time, you're getting all of the month in one moderately short talk. So the power to act and speak and think as you want without hindrance or restraint. But then what I talked about is the fact that the domino effect is really what stops you from being free. And you put it in place. You created whatever that domino is. Now, the domino is really your beliefs. There's some core belief that you have, something that shows up, that you create. You have this core belief, and it's a domino effect. If I believe this, boom, this happens, this happens, this happens. Now you're just part of this movement of life, and you think you're free, but actually something's behind you, nudging you, pushing you, and they're your core beliefs, whatever they are. So I've asked you this month to really take some time and think about what are your identifiers? And I talked this first week about religion being an identifier, community morals, age, sex, marriage, sexual orientation, education, talent, beauty. The list goes on and on and on and on. All these identifiers, which is interesting because we're living in a world now where there are so many identifiers. He, she, they, I am he, they, I am he, she, I am all these different identifiers. And I think where we're going to land And I have no problem with all of that. I'm doing my best to remember everybody's identifier, truly. And if I make a mistake, I will say, I'm so sorry, I understand. But I think we're going to get to the point where we stop having to have all of these identifiers and realize we are all one people on one planet, living in one energy, and hello, here's who we all are, rather than all of these identifiers, because the identifiers are the dominoes that do this, keep doing this. So, week 2, who or what gives you permission to be free in any area of your life? Where are you finding your permission? And the permission thing's been a big one for me this month. When I gave that talk, I instantly was like, so where do I give myself permission? Where don't I give myself permission? And by the way, if you remember that day, I had a shirt on that Kevin did not give me permission to wear to church that day. And today, this is not the shirt, but it's a sister to the shirt. It's a similar type of shirt because it has some of my anatomy more profoundly forward than others. And so I put it on today, and I was actually testing him. He did very well. I actually put it on, and I went, what do you think of this shirt? And he stopped for a minute, and I was just about to say, I don't care. And he went, no, that one works. And I was like, damn it. Now he thinks I asked for his permission, but I didn't. But I've really been spending time this month going, where do I not give myself permission to live, to just be who I am? Where am I still using identifiers? Ministers don't act like that. I actually don't think that very often, but sometimes it does occur to me. Ministers wouldn't act like that. What ministers? Am I a part of some brotherhood of ministers that should all act the same way? Because they don't, and we don't. Are you a part of anything that says to you, are you a part of writers, the Writers Guild, Eric, that's like, all writers act one way? No, we're individuals, so we should have permission to live whatever wants to come out of us, yes? Yes. You all good with that? Yes. Have you been giving yourselves more permission this month? Yes. Who hasn't? Good answer. Okay. So Ernest Holmes said this, short test. That was a short test. Concentration of thought is not an effort to compel, but the desire to permit the stream of creative energy to take definite form. So here's the question. Are we freely giving permission to this creative form, to this creative energy to take us? Or are we getting in there and telling it how we want it to turn out? How many of you are control freaks? Raise your hands because I know you all. Yes. Okay. But maybe some of you, don't raise your partner's hand. Did you raise your hand?
No.
You didn't? Wow.
Raise your hand.
We both have issues with control.
Do you want to tell them about our cooking lesson this week?
No. So, no. It was funny. We were about to cook, and he was going to cook a portion, and he did something. I was like, why are you doing that? He said, and he was like, well, you're going to let me cook? I said, but you just did that. That's not in the recipe. And then he showed me. I was like, oh, it is in the recipe. God, you do it. And then he walked away, and then I did it, and I screwed it up. And he came back, and he didn't say anything about my screwing it up. But once it was screwed up, he then had to do something else. And I went, that's not how you do it. He goes, it is once you screw it up. And then he said something like, and you think you don't have control issues. But dinner was delicious, wasn't it? Came out well. Yes. So, concentration of thought is not an effort to compel, but the desire to permit the stream of creative energy to take definite form. So, giving the thing in you, the God in you, the creativity in you, permission, Donya, to be the greatness that you are. What if that's all it took? All it took, Eric, was for you to give yourself permission to be as successful as you could ever possibly imagine. Permission. Not waiting for permission, not waiting for somebody else to say, yes, it's okay, but giving yourself permission. I give myself permission to succeed at everything I do. So flow through, baby. How's that feel? Okay, so, question. What have you always wanted to do? Do you remember me asking you that this month? What have you always wanted to do? Well, I went to New York. I got to go to New York and see some Broadway shows, and I had some real ahas, which I will talk about. And those ahas brought me to this understanding. There are things I really, truly want to do. And if I give myself permission to do them, my next job is to not stand in the way. And also, not stand in the way and tell it how I expect it to turn out. If I give myself permission to do this, then I give myself permission to do this, and it will unfold perfectly. Yes? Yes. That's it. And we either trust that or we don't. And when we do trust that, life changes dramatically. When we don't trust that, life really changes dramatically because we're working so hard to try to make it be what we want it to be instead of, as Ernest Holmes says, letting it flow through you, giving the universe permission to work it out through you. So, in week 3, I asked this question. Are you free to feel your true feelings? This was an interesting one because freedom to feel what you're truly feeling and then realizing why you feel that way. And often when you feel what you feel and you look into it and you realize you're feeling what you feel, not because you're free to feel it, because one of those dominoes is causing you to feel it. And that's pretty important when you realize that and you go, wait a minute, I'm still freaking feeling things because of what happened to me as a child. I'm still feeling things because my mother said this, or my father said this, or my teacher said this. I remember my college teacher saying to me, you know, when I was in the musical theater program, and he didn't cast me in the lead of this show called Dames at Sea. And I was like, are you insane? I'm the only one here that sings, dances, and acts, and can tap dance. And you hired this guy who couldn't. And I'm having this meeting with my professor, and he said, I just don't think you have it. Well, that clearly didn't stop me. So, but that domino has always been there. It still did something. Those words couldn't go back in once they came out. So perhaps that was my motivating factor so that, what was that? I was 19 at the time. 6 years later, when I starred on Broadway, I got to write him a nice little note. I said, you may not have thought I had it, but Jerome Robbins, Stephen Sondheim, and Leonard Bernstein did. Who wins? Something like that, because I wasn't a minister at the time. I just wrote the way I felt. But that's actually what I'm talking about. Do I have to speak like a minister because I'm a minister? Or do I have to just speak my truth in a loving manner, of course? So, are you free to feel your feelings? And have you done the work to know if the feelings you're feeling are actually feelings that are yours to have in this moment? Or they're just old, regurgitated, habitual feelings that you keep bringing up and bringing up and bringing up. That was a great, great thing for me to feel. Am I actually free to feel what is mine to feel? And Ernest Holmes said this, place no limit on principle. Train yourself to think what you wish to think, be what you wish to be, and feel what you wish to feel. And part of that is just asking yourself, what am I feeling right now? What am I feeling? And is this mine? Or do I feel this because of something that happened and I'm merely reacting to it? So that was week 3. On week 4, last week, we sang Say What You Want to Say. The freedom to say what you want to say, and most importantly, to be what you want to be. Bringing all parts of you into alignment and recognizing the whole of you. And I talked about here's me over here and here's me over here. And sometimes I think I have to be one or the other when I'm all of it. And we are free to be all of it at all times and not box ourselves in to some limited version of ourselves. Right, Andrea? You are so many things, not just one. So you are free to be you. And my talk last week was why hold back. So I would like to know that after 4 weeks of this, we've really done the work to stop holding back, to really say what we want to say. It's interesting because we went to brunch last week after church, after our service, and me and Eric and Tiffany, and the two of them were like not holding back anything. They just, right? They just started talking, and all of a sudden we were all talking, and Eric was there, and Margaret, and we're all just talking about all these things, and I finally said, I will never give that talk again. Because everything was coming out of like, this is really how I feel. This is really how this makes me feel. This is really what's going on. And it was great to unleash all of that. Well, how much do you think you have in you that you're still holding back? How much do you think is still inside of you that you're not owning up to? Joe called me this week. We had a great talk about something, and I was like, no, this is what it is. You get to do this. You get to say what you want to say. You get to tell people what you believe, what you think, what you really require. I loved Dr. Walker. How many of you know Dr. David Walker? So he was my mentor, my teacher. He gave a talk one Sunday about require, what he requires in life. And it was all about cream and passing the cream. And this woman at a party, and he went to this very rich place to have brunch, it was. And she turned to him and she poured the coffee and she said, do you require cream? And he was like, when he did the story, it was great because he was like, require? Do I require? I don't require cream. I mean, I like cream, but do I require cream? I mean, I don't know. What does that mean, require? I feel like I'm really, and she just looked at him. She was like, what that means is, do you take cream in your coffee? He was like, well, yes, I don't drink coffee without it. And she said, then you require it. So what do you require that you may be having a conundrum about and don't really understand? This is what you need in your life to be happy, to be passionate, to be successful, to live the life you want to live. Love I get to talk about Dr. Walker. So this is my talk this week. The title of my talk this week is Freedom, What of It? And the reason I created this idea for this talk is because freedom means nothing. It absolutely means nothing except what it means to you. That's it. I can go through every single week, as I just did, and ask you all of those questions. But in the end, you have to be willing to use your mind to be free. You cannot be free if you're unwilling to use your mind. If you are unwilling to use this teaching, this philosophy, to create the life you want. Stan set me up perfectly. His life changed when he came here 8 years ago because he heard something and he used it. And yes, he went through all the classes, became a practitioner. Now he has the love of his life. He's free to live the most amazing life he's living because of this philosophy, because he used his mind. So at the end of the day, you are only as free as your mind is. So, what's it going to be? What of it? What of your freedom? Are you willing to do what it takes to create in your mind the freedom to be, do, have, receive, achieve, experience anything you want? Anything. Anything. There are no limitations. And all of these that's 3 times I've used that. All of these freaking dominoes, to hell with them. We don't even believe in hell, but to hell with them. Just push them back, push them back. And then walk clean, free. No dominoes, no core beliefs, no old stuff, no Mr. Mooney who said to me that I didn't have it. That domino is so far gone, it's blown up. So, what's it going to be? It's all going to come down to how you use your mind. There's this lyric. People walk around every day playing games and taking scores, trying to make other people lose their mind. Well, be careful you don't lose yours. It's important, very important, that what you do in your life is not allow this world, this relative world, the relative facts, your history, anything outside of yourself dictate or tell you what is yours to think, do, experience. That's the way it works. There is no other way it works. So, as you move forward for the rest of this month, which means for the rest of this day, because we start a new theme tomorrow, it really is time to ask ourselves, what the hell have I been thinking about? What have you been thinking about? What have you allowed yourself to think about this month or even today that is dictating and creating whatever you want to do moving forward. You know, Donia, would you come up for a minute?
Sure.
So what have you been thinking about just now? Yeah, what have you been
About
thinking?
giving myself permission. I've been thinking about that. That's huge. It's
Okay,
a huge
girls,
awakening.
come up here with me. Mindy, what have you been thinking about? How are you using your mind?
I was just thinking about why hold back.
Why hold back? And it's time for you to not hold
It
back,
is
right?
So beyond time for me to not hold back.
I know.
Yeah.
What would that look like? What would Mindy Schinnerer look like not holding back? I won't even ask Carol what that would look like.
I think
How
that
would
would
you-
scare my sons.
What have you been thinking?
I did not think you were coming over here. To be honest, I was really thinking how I've heard all of this month and wanting to believe it and haven't felt free all month at all.
You haven't.
No,
How do you feel today? Right now.
tired. But
But
honestly, like, I'm hoping that next month I will feel free. Like, I'm hoping to catch up.
okay.
I really am.
I think you could catch up in 2 seconds.
Hey, let me try.
Yeah, right? Okay.
I'm gonna try to be free with all this energy. Look at all the beautiful faces.
But you know
in
what?
there.
I want you to hear the way what she.
Thank you,
I
darling.
want you to hear what she just said, though. She's being so honest. And a lot of us have that same feeling. I so want to believe what Dr. James says on a Sunday. You know how many people say that to me? I so want to believe that what you're saying is true. I'm like, do you think I'm lying? No, it is true. It is absolutely true. And that is exactly what I want you to think about.
That's right. Think about it. You better think about what you're trying to do to me. Yeah, go ahead and let yourself be free. Now let's go back, let's go way on the way back when. I didn't even know you could have been too much more than 10.
Just time.
I ain't no psychiatrist, I ain't no doctor with degrees. It don't take too much IQ to see what you're doing to me. So you better think about what you're trying to do to me. Yeah, think. Let yourself be free. Oh, freedom. Hey, think about it. You think about it. There ain't nothing you can ask I can answer you, but I won't. I was gonna change, but I'm not. If you keep doing things I don't. Hey, yeah. Think about what you're trying to do to me. Yeah. Let your mind go and let yourself be free. Now, people walking around every day playing games and taking score, trying to make other people lose their minds. Well, be careful you don't lose yours. Oh, think about what you're trying to do to me. Yeah. Let your mind go, let yourself be free. I said, now you need me. I need you. Without each other, there ain't nothing neither can do. Yeah. Think about it, baby. Oh, come on now, help me sing. I said, now freedom. Yeah, Can we go higher? We're gonna go higher. I said, there ain't nothing you could ask I can answer you, but I don't. I was gonna change, but I'm not. If you keep doing things I don't. Hey, yeah. Think about what you're trying to do to me. Yeah. Go ahead and let yourself be free. You need me, and I need you. Without each other, there ain't nothing people can do. Think about it, baby. Oh, come on. I said, think about it. Believe it. Think about it. I said, think about it. Come on, forgive. Think about it. I said, hey. Think about it. I said, we're gonna think about it. Hey, come on, think about it. Come on now, think about it. Come on, think about it. Think.
Tonya Oxford, Mindy Shinner, Carol Hatchett. Woo! How's that to end the month? Yes. Woo! I was your backup singer. I know. All right, let's take a deep breath. That music, I was just like, So I just want you to take a deep breath. This is usually where we read together our affirmation of giving. We're not doing that today. I just want you to breathe in. Close your eyes if you would. Just feel your heartbeat. Mine's still beating. Well, hopefully it's still beating. But it's really pounding. Because there is this energy, this divine creative energy. And it shows up in moments like that. When I sit in my office and I think this would be fun to do it this way, and then it happens and I'm like, that's how it works. The energy, it just moves and turns into exactly what you want it to be. Right, Debbie? All those cookies. Just knowing this and the gratitude for this. So I'd just like to hold your gratitude in your heart as we step into our time of giving, and just say thank you. Thank you to you for bringing your consciousness here today, for bringing your mind, your heart. And I know that what we give, we receive. I know the freedom of giving from our highest self opens us up to be able to perfectly share with one another all of our good. I know that this center is healthy and vibrant, that it is here to bring inspiration and love to every single person that participates and beyond, for the vibrations are constant. And so I just say thank you for all of that. And I just get out of the way, as Ernest Holmes said, and let this energy flow as it always does. As together we say, and so it is. So if you would, take out your contribution and share your joy, share your love. Circulate my love right now, I circulate my love.
Circulate my love right now. I circulate my love.
I circulate my love right now, I circulate my love.
Circulate my love right now. I circulate my love.
And it returns to me, multiply abundantly. I circulate my joy right now, I circulate my joy.
Circulate my joy right now. I circulate my joy.
I circulate my joy right now, I circulate my joy.
Circulate my joy right now. I circulate my joy.
And it returns to me, multiply abundantly. Circulation, it's across the nation. It's a love vibration
Around the world and beyond.
I circulate my gifts right now, I circulate my gifts.
Circulate my gifts right now. I circulate my gifts.
I circulate my gifts right now, I circulate my gifts.
Circulate my gifts right now. I circulate my gifts.
And it returns to me, multiply abundantly. Circulate. So just take a deep breath.
Circulate.
I want you to think about all the good in your life. Think about your life right now. Your homes, your loved ones. Every aspect of life that you get to live. And give yourself the opportunity, permission to say thank you for it all. All of it, no matter what. Just saying yes. I am grateful. Just say that to yourself. I am grateful. Because that is the truth. And I just let it be so as we say together, and so it is.
Circulation, it's across the nation. It's a love vibration beyond the world and beyond. Circulate my love right now. I circulate my love. Circulate my love right now. I circulate my love. I circulate my love. Circulate my love. And it returns to me, multiplied abundantly. Hey, hey, hey.
Good morning. It's Sunday, July 30th, and here are your Global Truth Center announcements. Today, after our celebration at 12 noon, join Dr. James and the GTC practitioners for our Healing Circle. We invite you to bring us your heart, and we'll know the truth for you. Next Sunday, join us for our first Sunday breakfast, lovingly prepared by Ann Monahan, Cynthia Bankston, and our amazing team of volunteers. Beginning August 6th and continuing throughout the year, we'll be collecting food for Manna. Your donations will have a direct impact on the lives of children, families, and seniors in our neighborhood. There'll be a container for you to place your food donations downstairs. The most needed items include canned meats, fruits, vegetables, coffee, tea, dried beans, and rice. Please see Glenda Burnett today in the Breezeway for more information. You can always find out what's going on by visiting our calendar on the website. To find it easily, just use your cell phone on the QR code you see throughout the sanctuary. Have a fantastic week, everyone.
Thank you, Thor. Glenda, where are you? Come on up, Glenda. So Glenda brought this to me last week, and I am so excited to be able to be a part of creating this for our center. We go to Guatemala, we go to Uganda. We go way outside. Right. But sometimes we got to spend some time looking at the people in our own community and what they need. So that's what we're going to do.
Okay. Aren't we all jazzed up right now?
Yes, right?
And you mentioned Guatemala. Excuse me for just a minute for divert. The Acorn throughout the Conejo Valley had a wonderful article written by our own Dr. James about the trip to Guatemala. And I think that brings not only an interest of things to see about our community, but it does say we're here,
yes,
by the way,
yes,
to our community. And that's one of the reasons that I'm hoping you'll join me in taking up the food collection and working with Manna. Now, don't panic. Christmas is not coming soon. Because we usually do this around the holidays.
Right.
And I believe we should do it regularly. So I stopped by Manna the other day. Manna has a wonderful new facility, a pantry, food pantry, over in Thousand Oaks. Well run. It's just for the members of our community. It's not a food kitchen for transients, but any donations that we make go directly to the residents of the Conejo Valley that need some help. And that besides what I'll say, people who have very limited incomes, it also helps support foster families that have more children than they had intended to have in their midst. for what they delicately called underfunded seniors, people who thought they had made enough plans for their older years, and maybe they need some more help now that the price of groceries have gone up. So I had volunteered for however long you're willing to give, to urge you regularly to bring some food in. And Thor listed some of the things. I will have a list next week. We will have a container.
Right, we're going to
I think the container should be upstairs.
It will be
Somebody
upstairs.
else said downstairs.
No, it's going to be upstairs it's going to be upstairs in the sanctuary, so that when we come in, we realize it's there. When we leave, we realize it's there. Yes.
All right, good. So next week, when you're planning to come to our wonderful community breakfast that is so deliciously served, think about, what can I take to share?
Do you want to sing some Aretha Franklin while you're talking about think about it? Go ahead.
Anyway, thank you very much.
Thank you, Glenda. So that's every Sunday. Here's the thing. Everybody goes to the grocery store sometime during the week. When you're there, buy an extra couple cans and then bring them on Sunday and drop them in the basket. And then Glenda will take it every week over there, and we will be fluidly contributing to our community. Mr. Bailey?
Hi. First of all, I wanted to make a special shout out to the incredible sound bath that was last Friday night. Really, if you were one of the 20-some people who came to that, it was off the charts, led, of course, by Dr. James, but Scott Gibb, Christy Bodkin-Reeves, and Swan Draper. If you haven't been to the sound bath, the one this last Friday was like none that I've ever been to. It was just spectacular. So making a pitch for the next one, if you're thinking about it, join us on a Friday night.
And if you are coming and you have a mat, bring your mat, because we only have 12, I think, but a lot of people brought their own. But this whole room is emptied, and it's just all these people laying on the floor in their mats. It's just beautiful.
So I wanted to make a pitch for that. That was spectacular.
Excellent.
All right. I am up here today pitching our gala, which is Sunday, November 5th. It's really awesome. We had a little steering meeting this week. We're so excited. We're going to title it the GTC 60-Year Jubilee, honoring the 20 years of wonderful history of Dr. James for GTC, but also really honoring the 60-year anniversary of this original center that was founded out here in Conejo Valley. So what I'm pitching today is we are now looking for all you good folks who would like to be part of the long-term volunteer portion of our gala. And if you're watching online, please shout out to you too. We are certainly encouraging our dear friends from Palm Springs to join us on the 5th, but also to join in participating. But wherever you might be, book a flight. I know our friend Lynn Rychek is. Reverends Rita and Patrick are flying in. So mark that date on your calendar. But mostly, if you think you want to be part of the volunteer team to set up, strike, help with soliciting donations for the silent auction, decorations, there are many parts of the gala that need little, components of people to help out. So see me in the breezeway. Talk to Diane Brabant. If you're in Palm Springs, talk to Marcy Welland, and get us your name. We're going to plan in the next couple weeks to do a Zoom meeting for all the people who want to participate, putting people together in groups so that our gala on Sunday afternoon, November 5th at the Yacht Club is a tremendous celebration of 60 years. So see me. Thanks.
Thank you. So 20 years ago, at the Renegade Theater, we started what was called the NoHo Arts Center for New Thought. And then Kevin and I bought the building shortly after and changed it to the NoHo Arts Center. But it was the NoHo Arts Center as a theater and the NoHo Arts Center for New Thought as a church. And, that went along for many years. So we're celebrating 20 years, but 14 of those years were in North Hollywood. 6 of them are here. And the great Caneo Valley has had this spiritual center for 60 years, but it really has had it for 54 years, and then just like NoHo Art Center, turned into Global Truth Center for these 6 years. When you add those two up, you get 80 years of constant spiritual inspiration into the valley. So that's what we're celebrating. And many of the people who were the co-founders of this church, the people that were a part of putting together the very first center that we did in NoHo, they're all flying in, coming back. It's going to be an amazing time for old friends, new friends, and today's friends. So please put it on your calendar, November 5th, 4 o'clock at the Yacht Club, dressy, like gowns and...
We're calling it cocktail attire. But you
cocktail gowns. Yes, I'm wearing a gown. I don't care. Hey, I'm giving myself permission. No, it doesn't look good on me. But I really mean we get to dress up and really celebrate. And we have some great ideas, videos that we're going to show of Steve Brabant in his younger years. Just, you're really going to want to be there. Yeah. Okay.
Mention the healing circle.
Yes, the Healing Circle today, by the way, will start at 11:30, not at 12, so that we actually don't everybody have to sit around for an hour. So it's 11 o'clock now. We will be done in a moment. So at 11:30, come on up and join us. A Healing Circle is a circle of energy, and we play music, and we treat, and we use our minds, as I said today, we use our minds positively. So if there's anything going on in your life, and you would like some clarity around it, just come up, join us in our circle, and give me your heart, and we will hold it for you.
And that lasts about an hour.
About an hour, 45 minutes to an hour, yes. Okay, so take a deep breath if you would. Oh my, what a wonderful day. Being reminded of just who I am. Being reminded to think about it, to really use my mind to think, to know the truth, to live in that truth, that right where I am, God is. I am so grateful for everyone's participation today. I'm so grateful to everyone online, to all of our friends around the world, Palm Springs, North Carolina, New York, New Jersey, Florida, Uganda, Washington, D.C., Maryland. So many ancillary branches of light and love all over the world. Thank you for tuning in, for being here, and for bringing all of this to such a beautiful place. I'm so grateful. And I just get out of the way, let it all go, as we say together, and so it is. And I invite you to stand up, and let's let Donia take us out of here.
This is actually very close to me because this is true for me. There was a time in my life,
Tell us.
just yesterday, that I thought I had to do it all by myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. And I didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say,
Yeah, say it.
now I can say, if you are discouraged and you're struggling just to make it through another day, you gotta let it go.
Let it go, everybody. Just let it go.
Let it all go. And this is what you've got to say. I release and I let go. Yes, I'm always here as God. Only here. No more struggle, no more strife. No more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm always here as God. Always here. And I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm always here as God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm always here as God. Always here. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm always here as God. Always here. No more strife. No more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm always here as
Have a great Sunday, everybody.
and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm always here as God. Always here. No more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm always here as God. Woo! Oh, yes. Woo, we did it. Just knocked it out of the park. Sounded so. I think you